What's up, y'all? It's your boy Jason here with the Cow Park Bros. And of course, on behalf of my fellow host Terrence, I just want to come to you and kind of say thank you for listening to us for all this time. And can you believe it's been almost 1 year, the Cow Park Bros? Yes. Our anniversary episode is coming up very fast. It'll be in April. So again, thank you for all that time. Thank you for listening. And in fact, for our anniversary show, we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. We want to hear messages from you, whether it be go to our website, send us an actual voice message, or going to our voicemail, sending it that way, or just sending us a message on social media. We want to hear from you. We want to know what your favorite part of the Cow Park Bros is, what you've enjoyed the most, what you haven't enjoyed, what you love the most, favorite segments, favorite moments, whatever it may be. We just want to hear from you. And whatever we receive, we're going to incorporate that into our anniversary episode. Just enjoy the fact that, again, 1 year almost of the Cow Park Bros. And that wouldn't happen because of you guys. So thank you very much. And again, we want to hear from you. So again, make sure you go to cowparkbros.com, click on the message little button there, and I'll give you the option to send us a voice message, which we can play on the show. Or you can go to 405-877-BROS, call us there, leave a voice message there as well. Again, also want to use that for the show. And again, also, if you want to hit us up on social media, or send us an email to cowparkbros@gmail.com. We'll take it that way as well. Make sure you get on that and do that, so we can get that done. We can hear your voice. We want to hear from you. All right? But always, don't forget, when it comes to the Cow Park Bros, make sure you like us, love us, share us, and follow us. Because if you like us, why wouldn't you?
Welcome back to the Cow Park Bros podcast. Jason and I are fresh off the discussion about the 3G wireless network being shut down across multiple wireless carriers. I wonder if 2G is still around, like in any capacity, Jason.
Actually, it is. I think they're getting rid of that too, but I was reading something when looking that up that in small sectors and cases, it's actually still around.
Got it. Look at you with the fine details about wireless spectrums, dog.
Well, the fine details have to come from the fine man that I am. So, fine details, fine man, hey, is what it is.
All right. In this third and last segment of the show, we're going to be talking about cryptocurrency. Jason, have we talked about crypto at all in this show yet?
We talked about crypts, not crypto. So no, we have not.
God. I am referencing an article from Julia Horowitz from CNN Business. It states how cryptocurrencies can trigger a financial crisis. It goes, gone are the days when Bitcoin, Ether, and other cryptocurrencies could be thought of as a niche corner of financial markets. In a new report, the Financial Stability Board, an international body that brings together regulators from 24 countries and jurisdictions, said that the fast-evolving crypto market could quickly reach a point where it becomes a threat to global financial stability due to its size, structural vulnerabilities, and growing ties to the traditional financial system. Quote states, financial stability risk could rapidly escalate, the group said this week, adding policymakers need to step up. That'll never happen. I just think it's funny. Jason, you know how I know that crypto's big? Because there were probably like 37 fucking Super Bowl commercials about crypto. It's the .com era all over again.
I'm not punting to you, but I have a question for you, Terrence. And you can share as much as you want about this or as little. Have you ever either invested in or dealt with cryptocurrency at all in your personal life?
No, I haven't invested in crypto, but I'm not opposed to doing it either. But I am leery of anyone who says, "Oh, you got to get in because you can make this much money," because it's that same overexuberance that has led to every financial collapse in the history of man in this modern economy.
Right, exactly. I'm gonna get to a lot of that later, but I do want to explain kind of what cryptocurrency is for those who probably heard the term but don't really know what it is exactly. So basically, Cryptocurrency is a digital or virtual currency that's secured by cryptography, which makes it nearly impossible to counterfeit or double spend. Many cryptocurrencies are decentralized networks based on blockchain technology, a distributed ledger enforced by a disparate network of computers. A defining feature of cryptocurrencies is that they are generally not issued by any central authority, rendering them theoretically immune to government interference or manipulation. And that definition was brought to you by Investopedia, so thank you for them. I will tell you, I obviously heard the term cryptocurrency, didn't really know what specifically it was, other than people, like you mentioned, setting up these businesses or whatnot, trying to get you to invest in cryptocurrency, saying, hey, invest this much and this how much I made back. Somebody, one of my people I follow on Instagram posted something about it. Hey, I invested this much, and after a month, I made this much, showing their Cash App thing or whatever. And personally, in my head, it rang out scam. Now, that's not me saying that all cryptocurrency dealings are scams. I'm definitely not saying that. But like you said, there's things that need to be leery about it. One, I'd say, what source are you buying these cryptocurrencies from? If it's somebody from social media, no offense to anybody who is legitimate doing it that way, but you probably want to be a little leery of that. Um, I, and kind of what made me, obviously, I saw the article and that's what I kind of want to talk about, but my head automatically went to the way people are doing it. It seemed like a Ponzi scheme. You know what I mean, Terrence? What do you think about that premise?
When you say Ponzi scheme, what do you mean by that? Because not everybody knows what that is either.
Good question. Good question. But basically, a Ponzi scheme is an investment scam that involves the payment of purported returns to existing investors from funds contributed by new investors. And that's brought to you by the FCC. The good old FCC, folks. Thank you for all you do. Don't cancel us. But
let us be.
yes, yeah, no suspensions here. We didn't do any drugs. But but yeah. So to me, that's what it thinks about. Basically, you're telling people to invest in it, and that money that you're investing is helping people who already invested in it, making them money, while at the same time helping you make money too in the long run. Once other people also start investing. And now, I'm sure we all know when we hear Ponzi schemes, we all think of the illegalities of Ponzi schemes, right? I can't remember the old boy's name who worked with Miami football team many years ago, got in trouble big time, and I think he's still in prison now for scamming millions. Well, he claims it wasn't scamming, but scamming millions of people or millions of dollars from people, you know, from that thing. So when I think Ponzi scheme, my mind goes back to that. Now, again, I'm not saying that every crypto thing is a Ponzi scheme, but that's something to keep in mind for anybody looking to invest in this stuff. You know what I mean? Again, making sure that you're doing your investing through legitimate sources. Something that's going to take some vetting on your part. Obviously, I know Bitcoin's a big thing. Coinbase, they send me emails all the time, which is annoying, but it is what it is. Those are from what. Again, I don't want to endorse any one products. I don't want them coming to me saying, "Hey, Jason told me this is a legitimate source." I didn't say that. So just FYI, do your own due diligence, and it is what it is. Um, so give us some more thoughts on what you think about cryptocurrency. What has stopped you from this point to actually jumping into it? Since it's something you've thought about, I never have. But I know you have, like you said.
Um, for me, I've been curious, but not actually curious enough to actually put some money in it. Like it's peculiar. Like someone's throwing a shit ton of money around, and they've obviously got enough money at this point to start getting some pretty high profile, product placement, ad placement. I mean, the Lakers, the Lakers changed Staples to the crypto center, right?
I actually didn't know that. Did they really? Wow. And it's funny how they changed the name to that, and all of a sudden they're losing. So think about that, folks.
Yes, because because Staples was such a a well considered brand 5 years ago.
Hey, they won 3 championships with a Staples Center. Okay, so
But yeah, I for me, I think I want to know more. I I'm not always the quickest to adopt like a new currency or a new financial instrument like that. I think I think I will at some point actually dip my toe in it, but I would never. This is the sort of thing I would say. Okay, I'm gonna put like $50 in. Like my level of investment would be okay. Let me put the amount of money I'd be willing to put for like a fantasy football league. I'm not mortgaging my future on this one.
are you not going to put up a second mortgage on the house just to invest?
No, I think that's the level of craziness that drove people to say, "Oh man, we got to take out a second mortgage so we can start flipping houses." And
People
then
have
of
done it.
course,
People have done it.
'08 happened. I'm thinking about like how a lot of financial institutions got into a world of hurt in '08 because of deregulation, and all of a sudden you had um, it was basically the Wild West because you had banks not doing jack shit about, um, you know, mortgage derivatives, just imaginary ass monopoly formulas, basically. And then they were making bets off of something that they were obviously overextended. There was no way. They literally wrote a check that their ass couldn't cash. And the only way to bring those guys back from the brink was for the government to step in. And so when I hear about things like in this article, they're saying, "Oh, we need policymakers to step in." And it's like, who the fuck do you think actually made '08 happen? Policymakers. You didn't get deregulation without policymakers. So I always find it fascinating that people want policymakers to intervene, ignoring the fact that, oh, they intervened. They intervened plenty.
And all that is really what, and I don't want to say scares me from getting into it because I really don't want to do either because going back into my whole gambling thing. But the one thing that I do want to point out, which kind of goes without saying, since they're not, um, basically they're not backed or whatnot by any private or public entity. So that makes me question, if not now, the legality of this. So essentially, it makes you kind of wonder. Okay, you start investing all this money beyond just $50 into this stuff, then all of a sudden you get make it. You got more money tied into it, more money tied into it, so forth and so forth. Whatever you want to invest, then all of a sudden some type of regulation does come out saying, hey, this stuff is illegal because it's not regulated by whatever. And all of a sudden that all that money that you're out of, that you invested in it, you're just out of it because it's illegal money and it's not yours. You know what I mean? So I can't think of the movie that comes to mind when it comes to that. But I guess it happens in reality too. People lose out on investments all the time, i.e., the stock market. So um, you can kind of equate it to that. But just I guess this is the one difference is, again, is there any legal justification or authority involved with cryptocurrency? At the moment, there's not. But I think that's kind of why people are investing in it, because it's not regulated by anybody. It's not backed by anybody. So it's kind of that freestanding money in a way. You know what I mean? It's money that's mine that I quote unquote earned, that I could use at a growing list of places that accept this as cryptocurrency. Um, for example, Terrence, you can go to Starbucks and buy a coffee and use crypto. AT&T, PayPal, Microsoft, Amazon, Overstock, Twitch, Home Depot, just Whole Foods. Just an example of some companies that we all know and heard of that actually, at the moment, accept cryptocurrency as dollars, right? So I also kind of wonder if obviously there's probably way more than just that, but as a list of companies that accept this cryptocurrency, I wonder if that's going to entice people or more people to actually want to start investing in it because of that. I shop at Starbucks all the time. Didn't know I can buy my coffee. So let me invest in this uncontrolled or unregulated money or whatever and unregulated may be not the best word, but you guys know what I mean when I say that. But let me invest in this cryptocurrency so I can buy my coffee, so I can go get some donuts from Whole Foods, so I can buy a ticket from Cheap Air, whatever, you know. So I think that's going to be very interesting to see. Um, Terrence, did you happen to locate any information about when this crypto thing even started in the first place?
No, I wasn't privy to when, like, the inception of crypto, or any of the founding fathers or anything like that. I just know that out of nowhere, crypto has taken a very, what I would call it, a .com like ascension to, like, oh man, it is everywhere now.
So it was actually 2009, at least, when Bitcoin was actually created by the developer Satoshi Nakamoto. So it's actually been around for over a decade. Didn't really know that, but I'm sure it was one of those things of it started in 2009. Probably maybe, for example, didn't get hot till 5 years later, whatever it may be, and then here we are today. So I'm sure that guy's making big bucks. So kudos to him. Kudos to that guy. Hopefully, again, I really hope that no one ever gets, loses millions into this stuff, lose their house or anything like that, lose or anything they invest, even if it's $50, including you. But definitely, I want people to kind of be mindful of all this stuff. Look into things before you invest in it, whether it's cryptocurrency or anything else that you can invest in. But yeah, it's definitely it's interesting. Hey, you know what? If it maintains being on the up and up for decades beyond now, hey, great for anybody that's looking to invest. Um, it's very so but it does make me wonder, like we were just talking about 3G, 5G in the last segment, if at what point, which probably will never happen, but at what point will this become the more dominant way of currency? Now, it probably never will, because I'm sure the federal government will find a way to squash it before it even gets to that point. Not talking conspiracies here, just talking sheer business. But again, people look at this as a way of the future, or futures now, whatever. So will it ever get to that point? I have to say no, but hey, I'm not a psychic, so it might seem that way sometimes the way I talk, but I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know if you know I don't know if crypto is going to overtake the the financial systems as we know it. I think it's every time someone says, "Hey, we're going to be different," inevitably they will bump into the current, status quo for what the market is, because ultimately everybody wants to be down. Everybody, the win for crypto is for you, as you stated, to be able to use that shit at all those places. Like, you don't get any more legitimate than that, right?
Exactly, exactly. As we get more and more things where people can use that crypto stuff on the majority of people's daily regular lives, that's probably what's going to happen. And maybe that's a possibility. Like, can I pay all my bills with crypto? I'll say not now, but when people are able to do that or see that that can be done, that's when probably ding ding is going to be going off in the head. Like, huh, maybe this is something I should look into. And then that's the point they'll start investing because they want to be able to pay all their bills using crypto if that ever happens. Which again, that's probably a long way away for you can pay your electric bill with crypto. But if you can, people might get enticed by that.
Yeah. All I know is that, and listen, far be it for either one of us to try and give anyone financial advice. Um, and I'm not going to say that it's like a Ponzi scheme, but many financial systems rely heavily on suckers being born every minute. And my hope, for anyone listening, is just that make informed decisions. These things
Well,
aren't inherently good or bad. Make informed decisions. Damn sure don't put more in it than you can actually be willing to lose,
well,
because there's
again,
definitely some risk involved.
I want to be clear here. I'm not saying that every aspect or source of crypto is a Ponzi scheme or a scheme or a scam at all. Not saying that. I'm just saying there's many sources there are scams out there. But like Terrence and I have already said in this segment, and I know this is a term we talked about before, but do your own research, okay? But in that sense we talked about before, you need to actually do it. Okay, all right, folks. So definitely actually do it, okay? But know how to do it, all right?
Hear, hear. Well, that concludes our segment on cryptocurrencies and their emergence. And coming up next, we'll wrap up the show.